Unlock your dream property with Meeks Realty Group, where Rich the Realtor makes real estate dreams a reality. Whether it's residential or commercial, we've got Charleston to Huntington covered. Your key to exceptional real estate experiences start here. Meeks Realty Group. Contact us at meeks.us.
The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
Hey, folks, good Thursday morning to you. Welcome to the show. Ryan Nicholson is our producer today. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly, hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Taylor text 304-935-5008. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you by Thornhill Auto Group, including Thornhill Ford Lincoln on the Thornhill Motor Mile. Come check out the F-150 in action at Thornhill Ford Lincoln. Shop anytime, thornhillford.net, or stop by US 119 at Chapmanville. We do the show from the Par-Mar Store studio. If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. Phone calls to the show is service of Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly, Spring Street, Charleston. Texting services provided by West Virginia's finest men's store, Tony the Taylor, Virginia Street, Charleston. Visit bestmastertailor.com. Loaded up show this morning here in the Par-Mar Store studio, 2 days removed from the election. Yesterday, Vice President Kamala Harris conceded the election and said we must accept the results of the election. What a novel concept. One guy who always loves to talk elections and politics is our good friend, Attorney Rusty Webb, and he's going to join us later on in the show. Plus, speaking of Tuesday night's election, Debra Rusnak declared the winner in the race for Kanawha County Prosecuting Attorney. We will talk to her a little later on. Jennifer Fleshman, who is the program director at the YWCA of Charleston Sojourner Shelter for Homeless Women, is here. Plus, your calls and texts are welcome too. Again, Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly, hotline 304-345-5858. I have a text line from Tony the Taylor, 304-935-5008. I do want to welcome to the show, though, Erin Noon from the Charleston Area Alliance. Erin, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Dave. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here and in these wonderful new studios. It's beautiful.
And you're someone who would know something about studios because we watched you for how long were you at WOWK?
I was there for about 3.5 years.
3.5 years. And you also would know something about radio because you studied at Penn.
Yes. At Penn State.
At Penn State. Yep. You studied at Penn State. And the guy that you happen to share a home with is a veteran of ours here, right?
Yes.
Your husband, Jake.
Yep. My husband, Jake, was a reporter here for about 4.5 years as well. So I'm very familiar with these studios and everybody here, and you guys are great and do such good work. And yeah, just really excited to be here.
You don't have to suck up to us. We gave you the time already. Okay, you're good. You're good. But Erin is now with the Charleston Area Alliance. How long have you been with the Alliance?
I've been there it was August of last year, so about 1 year and 3 months now. It's been fun.
And for those who don't know, what exactly is the role? What's the mission statement, if you will, of the Charleston Area Alliance?
Sure. So we are the Community and Economic Development Organization, and we also serve as the Regional Chamber of Commerce. So we just try to really help the business community out with jobs, business retention and expansion, and all those good kind of things. What's
an average day for you look
goodness.
like?
Oh, it's different
no such
every
thing.
day. Yeah, I mean we're always just trying to leverage new ideas and implement certain things and doing all kinds of different events, whether it's business after hours. We have an Elevations coming up. We have a lot of different stuff that we have in the works, so every day is really different.
Now, what exactly is Elevations? I saw some information about that. I got an email about that. What exactly is Elevations?
Yes, so Elevations is our Women's Professional Network Luncheon. We try to host them quarterly. This year was a little different because we've been without a CEO for a year, so it's been a little difficult to get the flow of every day. Everybody's kind of picking up slack where they can. But the Elevations Luncheon is where, we try to inspire women and just uplift them and get somebody who can talk about, what they do and the difference they're making in West Virginia. So we have a really interesting one coming up. It is on November 13th, so next Wednesday from 11:30 to 1 p.m., and it's going to be called her service, her story, and it's women shaping the military. So Veterans Day is on Monday, so we kind of want to celebrate some women who, have made significant strides in the military here in West Virginia. And it's going to be a panel of 4 women. So 2 of them are currently serving and 2 have served in the past. So we're going to get a lot of different perspectives from the women on this panel. And I can tell you their names if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Brigadier General Michelle M. Munger, and she's the Special Assistant to the Adjutant General of West Virginia. And I believe she's also the first female Brigadier General in the state.
Okay.
Major Caroline Moriyama, and she's the West Virginia National Guard Recruiting and Retention Battalion Commander. So those are the 2 that are currently serving right now in the military. And then we have Leanne Haley, who is a former Army captain, and Mara Boggs, who is a former Army major. And Mara is now she's our CEO and president. She has stepped in. She's still doing some work with Senator Manchin as he's rounding out his term, but she's fully on board, and it's cool that she's going to be a participant. She has a great background, and we're just really excited to have her on board.
I've known Mara for a number of years. As you said, she worked for Senator Manchin's office, and when I was in state government, she and I traveled a lot in the same circles. We would run into each other a lot, and it's exciting because, as you said, the organization has been without a CEO for, I didn't realize it had been that long, but without a year. So Mara's going to step into that role. She brings a wealth of information, having worked for Senator Manchin, but also with her background in the military. And a lot of people may not realize, I got to talk to her at an event that both of us were at. And I mean, as far as her military service goes, and everybody that signs their name on the dotted line to serve in the military is a hero, in my opinion, no matter what they do. But she's a real deal, what she's done in the military.
Oh, my gosh. She's so inspiring. And that's why I am so excited that she's going to be able to, share her story and what she's been through in the military and in her career at this panel. But, yeah, anybody that gets an opportunity to just talk with her will know that she's the real deal. And we're just so excited. I think she's going to be so transformative for our organization. So it's really exciting.
Got a lot of good team members there at the organization.
Oh, my
I run
gosh.
into them from time to time around town. You got a lot of good folks doing some good stuff there.
Yeah, we're all, and everybody kind of has their hands in different things and is doing different projects. So it's cool that when we all can come together and talk about what we're all working on, we realize, oh my gosh, we have a lot going on. So really good people, really good organization. We're really excited for the future of it.
Talking to Erin Noon of the Charleston Area Alliance, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you part by Morgan & Morgan. With more than $20 billion recovered, they believe that when you're injured, you deserve more. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. So we talked about the elevations. We talked about these other things you've got going on. Give us some more, because you sent me a whole bunch. So go ahead. What else you got?
Yeah, so following elevations next week on the Thursday, we're going to have our business after hours. We have a business after hours once a month. It's always the second Thursday of the month from 5 to 7, and we rotate which business is going to, we're going to highlight and who's going to host it. So next month we'll be at next week, I should say, my apologies, the West Virginia Regional Technology Park. But it's also they're co-hosting it with Arkland Amines. So that's going to be from 5 to 7 next Thursday at the West Virginia Regional Technology Park. And that's just a good opportunity for people who, might be new to the area or new in their role or just trying to get more networking opportunities. That's a good way to go out there, bring some business cards, meet a whole lot of new people, and connect. So it's good.
Now, if somebody's listening to this show, Erin, and they're a business owner or they're a business manager or whatever, and they're thinking, well, what can the Charleston Area Alliance do for me? What would you tell them?
Sure. The number one thing I would say is the networking opportunities. We're constantly doing referrals and just connecting businesses with other businesses and people who might need an area of help. But we also do so much more. I mean, we're working on the Business Improvement District downtown, the Charleston Lift Center. It's our Learning, Innovation, Food, and Technology hub. That's going to be on the East End.
Now, where will that be on the East End?
On Dixie Street.
Okay.
It's kind of hidden. It's
I know,
you know where I'm talking about? It used to be the old Kanawha manufacturing site.
Okay.
So we're transforming that into this whole new project.
And what exactly is going to go on there?
So right now we have Drew Dunlap, who's our Director of Economic Development. He could probably give you some better insights. So we'll get him on this show, too.
I know Drew very well. Drew and I go way back. Yeah.
He's the best. But right now I think we have 2 tenants in there, the Marshall Battery Manufacturing Center And then we're also going to have a food hub. So it'll be like 3 commercial kitchens for a business that might want to be able to, mass produce their product. This is going to be an easy way for them to go out and do that and get it distributed to people all over the state. So we have 2 tenants. And then
let me tell you, that happens a lot because somebody has an idea, they bake something or they do something, they want, pepperoni rolls or whatever, and they want to be able to mass produce this. One thing cooking for your family or cooking for a church group or whatever in your kitchen, but when you're starting to get these products out to other businesses, to other retail establishments or whatever, it becomes a whole different thing. And a lot of these businesses, I won't say that they fail, but they put the brakes on that particular project, Erin, because they can't do that in their small kitchen in their home in South Charleston. They need a bigger place to do that.
Yeah, and we've heard from people in the community and the mayor that, this is a need that we, have in Charleston and Kanawha County. So we're really excited to implement it. And, we don't want we want everybody to have an option. They don't have to go out and purchase all this expensive equipment for them to mass produce their product. We're going to have it here for you so that you can, get it up and running and really get your business. We want your business to succeed. That's really the mission of the Charleston Area Alliance. We just want you guys or any business to succeed, and we're going to help you in any way, shape, or form that we can do that. So just get in touch with any one of our employees over there, and we'll connect you with the right people.
Talking with Erin Noon of the Charleston Area Alliance, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by your hometown baseball team. Big deal going on here, Erin, with the Birds. The Salango Law Light the Night, opening up at Go-Mart Ballpark Friday night, November the 15th. Get your tickets at dblightthenight.com. I'm sure the Alliance will be over there doing something, right?
Yeah, that's actually where our business after hours is next month.
Oh, there you go. Right there in the middle of all the lights and everything.
Yes.
Give us the best way for people to contact you and to learn more information about the Charleston Area Alliance.
Sure. One of the easiest ways is to just go on our website, charlestonareaalliance.org, or just reach out to, you can give us a call at 304-340-4253. We're happy to help in any way, shape, or form, or just follow our social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and LinkedIn. So
yeah, all the stuff.
All the stuff.
All right. Erin Noon from the Charleston Area Alliance. I appreciate you being here. Hang out with me 1 second. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Live Healthy, West Virginia, presented by WVU Medicine. Live Healthy tackles pressing health issues, a whole bunch of them. It's a podcast offering insights into medical breakthroughs and preventative care, featuring WVU Medicine's expert physicians aimed at fostering healthier lifestyles. It's a great resource for all. Check out the latest episodes, WVMetronews.com, under the podcast menu, and start your journey towards better health today. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly, hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Vitaylor, text 304-935-5008. Debra Rusnak is the new prosecuting attorney elected Tuesday night. We're going to talk to her a little bit later on in the show, plus Jennifer Fleshman from the YWCA. And we're going to talk some politics next. Rusty Webb will be back right after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses are small businesses with big impact, including Generations Physical Therapy and Snap Fitness.
As retirement approaches, are you confident in your financial plan? At 4th Avenue Financial, they specialize in helping you to prepare for this important milestone. Whether you're concerned about income, investments, or leaving a legacy, John Burnett provides personalized strategies to ensure a secure and fulfilling retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Trust 4th Avenue Financial to help you retire right with confidence. Your financial goals, their expert guidance. Visit them today at 4thavenuefinancial.com.
Securities offered through Jenny B. Cole Financial Incorporated. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Jenny B. Cole Advisors Incorporated.
The Husson's November Special. Get a largest large 18-inch pepperoni pizza in any pizzadilla for just $21.99. Visit your nearest Husson's for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. Order now at HussonsPizza.com.
Bigly Piggly Wiggly on Spring Street has served 3 generations of shoppers since 1955 as the largest locally owned independent grocery store in the area. The Joseph family owners grew up here, so you know they're invested in the community. They provide the biggest variety of choice meats, the freshest produce, an in-house deli bakery, great wine selection, and more of your favorite brands. Every purchase gives you gasoline points so you can save at our pumps. Order online for pickup at BiglyPigglyWiggly.com. Bigly Piggly Wiggly on Spring Street. No one beats the pig.
Thank you to our Hurricane High School broadcast boosters, Parmar Stores, Peyton Law Firm, Putnam County Bank, Vital Flow, Rivers Health, Putnam County CVB, and Generations Physical Therapy.
922, Ryan Nicholson, our producer today. Bigly Piggly Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Taylor text 304-935-5008. Vaccines are your best protection against severe disease from flu and COVID-19. If you're 65 or older, risk less, do more with this season's vaccines. Get started at vaccines.gov, paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. And the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Meeks Realty Group. Rich the Realtor, always happy to take your call. Beautiful listing we've been talking about several weeks now in Scott Depot, 75 Poinsettia Drive. Stunning 5,600 square foot home, 6 bedrooms, 2 half baths, 2 laundry rooms, full house generator. Make sure your power always stays on. Call or text my good friend Rich the Realtor, 304-932-7488. Let him tell you more about this great property. Coming up on tomorrow's show, we're going to talk high school football, previews of both the Hurricane and Herbert Hoover games as the march to the playoffs continues. Hannah Gardner from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association is here with this week's Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week. Always big happenings in Nitro, especially as we head into Veterans Day. Joe Stevens, spokesperson for the city, will join us. And Rob Benatter is going to be here as well. He's from the Rivers to Ridges Heritage Trail. They got a big event going on here soon in Putnam County as well. Let's welcome in now attorney, local political pundit, tennis guru, all the above.
Which hat do I wear?
Rusty, you got more hats than I do, man.
It's an abundant life.
But today we're going to talk politics, all right? Do you want to start local? You want to start national? You want to start state?
Let's start national.
All right, go ahead.
So it was a rout, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a rout, big-time rout, Trump rout. And what I've, and I don't think the other pundits have said this to the depth that I want to compare and contrast, but the Democrats did something. They put all their eggs in the abortion basket, right? And the divisiveness of demographics. You know, let's pitch this demographic against that demographic. Let's stereotype that demographic, and let's assume that demographic is going to vote Democrat. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example. The Latinos, right? Latinos, they assumed, were perfectly okay with illegal immigration because a lot of those are Latinos. They also assumed that because they were a minority, they would vote Democrat.
Which is a big mistake that the Democratic Party's made in general long before this election.
Well, I know, but that's just one example.
Exactly.
So what they didn't take, and by the way, I don't want to change their mindset at all. I want them to continue to do what they're doing. But Latinos, right, are Catholic, and Catholics are pro-life, okay? And so and the other stereotype is like they're assuming that Latinos who come to the United States legally are going to embrace illegal aliens, and that's not true either.
Not at all.
Okay,
they're a little pissed about it. Many of them are actually a little angry about it.
Right. We had to go 10 years through a heck of a process. You just get to walk over the border.
Right.
So that's just one example of what the gay community, the black community, Asians, they did this demographic stereotype, again, projecting onto them a stereotype that I'm a minority, I'm going to vote Democrat. I'm this, I'm going to vote Democrat. And they created a straw man argument, which is the Republicans are this, Republicans are that, Republicans are this, and you hate this, this, and this, okay? Mm-hmm. By contrast, this is what the Republicans say to people. You are in a socioeconomic status, okay? You're a middle-class gay family. You're a middle-class Asian family. You're a middle-class whatever, okay? We're going to help all of you across the board. We're not going to single you out demographically. We're going to help because a rising tide raises all ships.
Right.
And that's what the Republicans' message is. We're going to help everyone. We don't care what your demographic is, compared to the divisiveness of the Democrats who say, hate Republicans because of this stereotype that we are projecting on you, most of which are antiquated, right? These antiquated stereotypes.
Yeah. And there's a lot of those because, I have Mike Pushkin on the show frequently, State Democratic Party chair.
Right.
And Mike is always pushing this thing, and he and I have gone back and forth on it about The Democratic Party is the party of the working people. There was a certain truth to that at one time, but again, that's just a big misconception as saying that if you are Latino, you're this, whatever, that you are supposed to vote Democratic,
right?
And that the Republicans are just for the country club folks and the rich people and so on and so forth. These stereotypes are all wrong. All of them are wrong.
Well, and the statistics literally are now, and I'll give you examples that you obviously know, but 75% of the wealth in this country is owned by Democrats, right? So it's not the Republicans anymore that own the wealth in the country club. It's the Democrats who are in the country clubs. And look at all the billionaires and millionaires, celebrities who endorsed Harris.
Mm-hmm.
We had one. Musk. We had one, right?
Yeah,
he's big. He's big.
And I don't think that you count Hulk Hogan. And I don't know that Scott Baio is going to move the needle for the Republicans.
That's what I'm saying. Big and rich. I mean, I
John
follow,
Rich. Yeah,
there's a few that I follow, and bless their hearts, nothing compared to the pop culture
they're not
that
Robert
was
De
against
Niro.
it.
They're not Robert De Niro,
right,
Rob Reiner, and those guys. I saw on Twitter somebody posted a list of the celebrities that people need to check on because they were all going to leave the country.
That was me.
Yeah.
That was me.
Was it you? Okay.
Yeah,
it was several other people I saw that did that too. Has anybody checked on De Niro? Has anybody checked on Oprah or what happened with The View yesterday? Because I don't watch The View.
I posted that too.
Okay.
I posted all
Are you the source of everything on the internet?
Pretty much.
Hey, I got a traffic note I need to pass along to you. There was a big incident down at the Merritt's Creek exit this morning. There has been a second tractor trailer fire reported in that scene this morning, from what we understand. Again, closing both directions. So they got that. They got that taken care of earlier. They were in the process of it. Now there is a second. So if you're traveling toward the Huntington area right now, you get to that Merritt's Creek exit. This is near there, from what I understand. This literally just came through. So just please know that. Got a text here for you that says, I don't often relate to Rusty Webb, but his analysis is spot on. Well done.
Oh, wow.
Says the texter.
That's nice.
Text says, Dave or Rusty, as we were watching them break down each state, we saw nothing but a sea of red in almost every state, which got us wondering, how do the Dems win anything?
Well, apparently they lost 20 million voters between 2020 and 2024. If you just look at the raw numbers, there's 81 versus 61.
And not all those went Republican, Rusty. I mean, some went independent, but regardless, they lost. They're losing numbers.
Well, and they again, they're treating the cities. They're treating our large. They win the large cities. I mean, that's that. There's no mystery to this. The Republicans, or they called them on The View yesterday. They called the uneducated women. Just and without any remorse. It just said uneducated women. And the thing is. And there's a country song back in the 90s about this, or 2000s. We're the flyover states.
Yeah.
Like the Democrats want to appease and be a part of the pop culture and, in L.A. and the elite New York set. And so they adopt whatever the people on The View or MSNBC or CNBC, they adopt their policies because – they have this incestuous relationship,
and that's where
with
the
each
money
other.
is.
Yeah, that's where the money is.
That's where the money is. Yeah. And the flyovers. You're exactly right. And there's so many. New York, Chicago, L.A. Fill in whatever city you want to. But there's a whole lot of Kansas out there, and there's a whole lot of West Virginia, and the United States is not New York. It's not Los Angeles. And look, I'm gonna be fair.
Don't tell them that. Don't tell them that.
Look, I'm gonna be fair too, and say that sometimes Charleston has a problem with that, thinking that all of the state of West Virginia is Charleston, Huntington, Morgantown.
Right.
And there's a whole lot more Shinstons
in there.
That's a
good segue, because what you saw is one state senator elected in the Fairmont-Morgantown area, which is the last bastion of liberalism, that and Charleston and Huntington. But Huntington, you saw a Republican elected. That doesn't mean that they're going to go, all conservative all of a sudden. I don't think that.
It's a university
Patrick's
town.
a moderate.
He's a moderate. Patrick
center,
Farrell. He's a mayor.
He's center right.
He's a
so, but that's what you're seeing, and in the West Virginia legislature, the Senate's down to 2, and the House is down to 9, which is, I think, worse than the post-Watergate when on the Republican side when everybody took a beating on that one. But Patrick Morrisey, Governor-elect Patrick Morrisey. You remember the Monty Python when they during their broadcast they'd say, "And now for something totally different." Mm-hmm. That's Patrick Morrisey. Yeah, you're not going to see good old boy. You're not going to see. I think lobbyists are going to have a much lesser role, than they've had in the past, and my brother's one of them.
Sorry, bro.
But I think you're going to see practical legislation, a lot of low-hanging fruit that is still out there, a lot of the right sizing of state government. And you say, well, you can't cut. There's a lot of hidden money out there, a lot of hoarded money in these agencies, and you need the right people to help you find it, but it's out there.
Let me knock a couple texts out here. Text says, Rusty, our children are uneducated. We're 50th in the nation in education. They're not wrong. I guess in talking about West Virginia as being uneducated. I'm assuming that's what the texter meant.
No, actually, that Sonny Holston made sure that she doubled down on it. What it means is not with no college degree, but she didn't make that distinction, and she just wanted to make sure that everyone in the flyover states knew that that they let down the country, the uneducated women, and it was just an insult. I mean, they're still after the loss, they're still insulting people. They're just still so bitter.
Well, let's be fair, Rusty. Let's be fair. There was a former Commander-in-Chief, 45, about to be Commander-in-Chief 47, that spent 4 years insulting people.
Fair enough.
Text says, Dave, Trump has spread hate day one. It's in our churches. Tell me what Republicans have done for working people and families. I'll let you take that one.
Lowered the middle class, lowered taxes on the middle class. I mean, and he's going to do it. He's going to do it more. That's how we're going to raise the tide. Okay, that's how we're going to raise the tide, because he's going to focus on everyone across a socioeconomic spectrum, not demographics of this culture, this religion, this race. It's divisive. It's divisive, and I think we've had enough of it. Honestly, we've had enough.
I would agree. Text says, morning, Dave. That's awful big of the Democrats to take the high road and concede the election while pointing out how Trump didn't do the same in 2020. No, actually, it was a landslide. They didn't have a choice. I agree with that. But let me ask you this. Yes. Had these situations been reversed and Kamala Harris would have won as big a victory as Donald Trump did, do you think Donald Trump would have come out as Kamala Harris did yesterday, and I watched it live? She did an interview, or she did a press conference at Howard University. Would Donald Trump have come out and did what Kamala Harris did yesterday and said, we must accept the results of the election, let's move on? Would Donald Trump have done it?
Probably not.
All right.
But let me say this about let me say this about the vice president.
Okay.
Her speech yesterday was the most cohesive, coherent, elegant speech that she gave the entire campaign. And had she done that at every stop instead of this, what's in the past is in the future, all that stuff. Yeah. She would have probably done better.
Best speech I've heard her give, and I haven't seen all of them. That was the best speech yesterday in losing that I've heard her give. Danny and I talked about this yesterday. We got to start to wrap it up. Danny and I talked about this yesterday, and I referenced Martha Raddatz from ABC News, who said on election night that she felt America just didn't know Kamala Harris. They never got to know her. I call BS on that, Rusty, because, she just got thrust into the presidency, but she's been in public life all of her adult life. Yes. If you don't know Kamala Harris, that's on you. Yeah. Because it's out there. It's on you.
But the other, and I'm trying to be objective in this comment. I never heard one policy come out of her mouth. It was just, it was that salad thing she did. I mean, I never heard. I mean, I guess if you went to her website, which I wouldn't do, you would see some kind of policy. But I never heard one thing, or never rebutted. She never rebutted all the illegal aliens that came over during her tenure. She was in and then she had to embrace her president. She had to. Yep. You can't not embrace the administration that you've been in. So she had this kind of double whammy going.
Right, yeah. All right. Let me knock out a couple texts here before we let you go. Ask Rusty to opine on Ohio and Montana Senate flips. Thoughts on also picking up Pennsylvania and others. Also a take picking up the House.
Insulting people and calling them garbage and calling them Nazis, focusing on abortion as the only issue I heard, and the other one was the men in the women's sports and bathrooms. I mean, they just doubled down on it, and the American people are not stupid. They don't want that. They don't want it. We don't want it here. We certainly. I mean, we're the lead. Patrick Morrissey is the lead case in the United States Supreme Court on keeping men out of women's sports, literally right now.
Right.
Literally. So,
Rusty, got to leave it there.
All right, brother.
I appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot, man. 22 minutes away from 10. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Are you a physical therapy assistant and looking for an opportunity in orthopedics, wellness, and athletic care? If so, Generations Physical Therapy is offering flexible work hours and an upbeat atmosphere. With 7 convenient locations, Generations may have a job designed for you. Visit generationspt.com.
Welcome to Poca Valley, where we've been in business since 1908. Today, we serve Roane, Kanawha, Putnam, and surrounding counties. We believe you deserve banking that provides friendly customer service. For all of your financial needs, stop by one of our 8 convenient locations. Call us at 844-782-2651 or visit us online at PocaValleyBank.com. Poca Valley, where relationships matter.
Member FDIC.
Jarrett Construction has celebrated its 25th year in business, proudly serving the West Virginia community. They extend heartfelt thanks to their clients for their trust and support over the years. From schools and hospitals to car dealerships and apartments, Jarrett Construction has been dedicated to building quality projects that make a difference. Their commitment to excellence in the community remains unwavering. For all your construction needs, choose Jarrett Construction, where your vision becomes their mission. Visit jarrett-construction.com. Thank you for making their 25 years successful and impactful.
My weekly card game.
Visits from my grandkids.
Volunteer tutoring.
No matter what the best part of your week is, if you're 75 or older, or 60 or older with certain health conditions, the most important thing on your schedule should be talking to your doctor about an RSV vaccine. Because vaccines are the best protection from getting very sick, and no one has time for that. Risk less, do more. Get started at vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Biggly Piggly Wiggly on Spring Street has served 3 generations of shoppers since 1955 as the largest locally owned independent grocery store in the area. The Joseph family owners grew up here, so you know they're invested in the community. They provide the biggest variety of choice meats, the freshest produce, an in-house deli bakery, great wine selection, and more of your favorite brands. Every purchase gives you gasoline points so you can save at our pumps. Order online for pickup at BigglyPigglyWiggly.com. Biggly Piggly Wiggly on Spring Street. No one beats the pig.
19 away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you part by Pinnacle Consultants. Their lead paint inspection and risk assessment services designed to identify and to assess the presence of lead-based paint in buildings and other structures using a 3-phase approach of inspection, sampling, and lab analysis, and an assessment report. Visit pinnaclecorp.net, because what you don't know can't hurt you. Text says, sure is ironic that the angriest people on TV are named Joy, Whoopi, and Sunny. Text says, Dave, you do what many others do, but Trump. Wrong. Sunny, Joy, Whoopi, and the rest of the coven insult the people. Trump insults them. Big difference, says a texter. Text says, Trump gave big businesses a 15% tax break. Only legislation he got done is 1%. Text says, Trump walked away peacefully even though they rigged 2020. That's not true. He said, go protest peacefully. That's not true. Get off your soapbox, Dave. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox. Text says, Dave Harris might have had a good farewell speech, but the American voters had common sense and looked at her devastating policies and chose the best candidate for the office, says a texter. Happy Kurtzwell coming up at 10:06. Metro News Talk Line. U.S. Senator Joe Manchin on the show today. Plus, now that the election is behind us, how does this all shape out as far as numbers go for the Senate and the House? Ryan Schmelz of Fox News Radio will discuss. We'll have more on the ongoing traffic situations on I-64 at Merritt's Creek. Chris Lawrence will talk about that. That's coming up at 10:06. Let me bring in Jennifer Fleshman now, who is the program director of the Sojourners Shelter for Homeless Women and Families through the YWCA. Jennifer, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. And now as we transition into the holiday season, what you got going on?
Well, we're having, we used to have Foodie Feast, and we have transitioned to Thanksgiving. It's a digital donation campaign where we're asking individuals to give donations based on anywhere from $100 to $1. And that money goes to provide an event for the Sojourners people. The program participants, then instead of an event for the community, it's an event for them.
What kind of numbers are we talking about? When you do these type programs? Give me a ballpark figure. How many families, how many people are we talking about here that you serve?
Well, last year we served over 600 children and adults, and we served over 52,000 meals, and we provided over 23,000 safe shelter nights.
What's the average person that uses your services look like? Because sometimes I've found in talking to people, Jennifer, that do this sort of thing for a living, it's not always who you think. It's not always. I mean, sometimes it is, but it's not always who you think you're looking at when you put out the welcome mat.
That's correct. We provide services to so many different individuals that come in. People get down on their luck. They lose their job. It snowballs into them being homeless. There are people that lost their homes to fire or to flood. There's mental health issues. There's just so many reasons that people come to Sojourners, and we just try to help them all. The average person is not your average person. It is somebody that works, or maybe they lost their job, but they're desperately trying to work. And it is not, you get your stereotypical, you feel like people are lazy, but that's not the case at all. There are certainly those that are, but I've found interviewing a lot of people that do work as you do, that it's not always what you think. And I think that's, I have the folks from Health Right on a regular basis. And, Angie Settle tells me that a lot of the people at Health Right, the majority of people that use Health Right services are working people. Yes. So it's not always just the stereotype that you may think it is. We're talking to Jennifer Fleshman about some activities going on with these folks for the holiday season. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is presented in part by Generations Physical Therapy, the leading provider of outpatient PT in the Tri-State for nearly 30 years. For an appointment, call 304-760-5660 or visit generationspt.com and find a location near you. So you've got to have, in order to pull off these programs, you got to have a lot of help from the community, from the business community, so on and so forth. Talk about that. Well, we have a wonderful community. They help us so much, but there's always more work to be done. So we need help from business partnerships, individuals, anything that can help. We have people that will bring us sheets or pillows or leftover food from events that they've had, and we take it all, we accept it all, and we use it all. That's a good point about, sheets and things of that nature, and things that you may, just discard. You get a new set on sale, and you say, there's nothing wrong with these, but I want to get rid of them. What are some of the other things that you take in or that you could use for programs, not just during the holidays, but year-round? Talk about that. Year-round, we always need twin-size sheets, pillows, blankets. We provide everybody that comes to the shelter, they get all of the personal hygiene items. Sometimes people come with literally nothing. So we give them clothing vouchers to our past and present store. We give them soap, shampoo, razors, every little thing that we take for granted for having an extra one in our closet at home is something that we need. And this would be really good as, people kind of get into giving mood a little bit more so during the holiday season. We're doing some things here, as a matter of fact, as we head into Thanksgiving, and we'll talk about that over the next couple of days. But during the holiday season, people just kind of get, okay, I want to do something nice. The need is there year round, but you'll take what you can get.
Right.
I completely understand that. So I say that to say that if there's a church group out there, if there's a civic organization, your Rotary, Kiwanis, whatever, high school kids always need community service hours. There are so many opportunities that you can help out causes like this.
Absolutely.
Get into that a little bit.
Yes, they can do a drive for us if they want to do a drive at their school or their business to do winter coats or blankets or shampoo and soap. Any of those things are helpful, and we appreciate it. If you want to come to the shelter and volunteer, we always need painting done or organizing or helping to serve a meal or to prepare a meal.
All right. Give us the contact information. I know you're all over social media. What's the best way to reach people?
Well, you can reach us on our website, which is YWCA You can call me. My work cell phone is 304-550-8515. I'm happy to talk to you about anything you can do.
All right. Jennifer, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show, and I'm sure we'll talk a few times between now and the end of the holiday season. But again, the need is not only here during Christmas and Thanksgiving or whatever. It's year-round, but special emphasis on it, I guess, this time of year. Jennifer, I appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Hang out with me one second here. A Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Bridge Valley. If you're interested in improving your company's IT workforce, please know they offer custom-tailored IT training to bridge the skills gap. You can train for little or no cost, 50-50 salary match. They can also supply skilled graduates and apprenticeships for your company. Visit bridgevalley.edu/apprenticeships today. Debra Rusnak is about to take office as she got a little time to go before she's officially, I guess. We'll find out when that is. As the first female prosecutor in Kanawha County history. We'll talk to her right after we come back. The voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses bring first-class businesses to your community.
Calling all off-road warriors. Hey, it's Sydney, and it's time to step up to the starting line with the new Ford Bronco at Thornhill Ford Lincoln. Designed for the wild at heart, the Bronco's legendary 4x4 capability, GOAT modes, and removable doors and roof let you take the adventure anywhere. The Bronco is built for the journey. Gear up for your next great escape at Thornhill Ford Lincoln on the Thornhill Motor Mile. Visit us at thornhillford.net or come by US 119 in Chapmanville. Step up to the starting line and let the adventure begin. Must qualify for all offers through Ford Financial. See Thornhill for all details.
When you meet someone for the first time, a beautiful smile is the best first impression. If you desire a beautiful smile, no matter where you are in your dental journey, let Garib Dental Group and their experienced dental professionals help make it a reality. From routine cleanings to complex cosmetic treatment, simple fillings to advanced implant placement, Garib Dental Group is prepared to handle any smile. And with the latest technology conveniently placed at each of their 6 locations, Garib Dental Group is prepared to handle the most complex treatment plans. Visit GaribDentalGroup.com to learn more. We love to see your smile.
Here in West Virginia, every season may be truck season, but this fall, you're not going to find deals anywhere in the Kanawha Valley better than at Walker Chevrolet in Nitro. Walker Chevrolet is stacked with inventory, both new and used, to get you ready for the cold and snowy winter months that are just around the corner. We're talking about those 4x4s that can tackle anything Old Man Winter can throw at us. From Silverado to Tahoe, Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, Colorado, man, Walker has got them all. And you know you're going to get the best deal possible at Walker because Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games here, just honest, fair deals. And if you've got an old car that you want to get rid of, don't forget Walker is still buying cars too. All makes and models are welcome, and you're going to get top dollar for it, even if you plan to buy somewhere else. But don't wait until the winter weather advisories go up. Get that new truck or SUV today at Walker Chevrolet in the shadow of the Interstate Bridge, just off the Nitro exit of I-64. Walker Chevrolet, making friends one deal at a time.
It is 9 minutes away from 10. Piggly Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Vitaylor text 304-935-5008. Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Husson's Pizza. This month at your favorite Husson's. Get a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and a pizzadilla, only $21.99. Texas Dave, when are you having Mike Pushkin back on the show? Would love to hear his expert opinion on why the voters nationwide chose overwhelmingly the conservative Republican Party candidates. Thanks. I've not heard from Mr. Pushkin. We have a tendency to text back and forth on football, NFL football Sundays. We don't have a lot to be joyous about, he being a Jets fan and me being a Cowboys fan this season. But anytime Pushkin is, I haven't heard from him, but he's always welcome on the show. Debra Rusnak is here. She was elected Tuesday night by the voters of Kanawha County to be the next prosecuting attorney. I guess the title is now prosecuting attorney-elect. Is that right?
Yes.
All right.
Correct.
So welcome to the show and congratulations.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be back.
I'm gonna need you to crank up you're a soft speaker. Now I know others in your life would say
that is not true.
That is not true.
My husband would say you are absolutely wrong.
I wasn't going to say that. All right, and others may say that. Our good friend, we have a mutual friend, Tommy Clay, who I know is listening right now, and Tommy Clay would probably not say that. But anyway, talk about the campaign. Talk about the campaign overall.
You know, it was a new experience for me, never having been involved in any sort of political realm at all. So it was new. I learned a lot. I met a lot of great people. And I was really able to get out there and talk to people and find out what they wanted, where we were lacking at the office, where the public thought we were lacking, and how to kind of take what they were giving me and move forward.
And now it's time to go to work.
It is time to go to work.
But you've been in this role, though. I mean, tell people that are listening that may not know the whole story, because it's not like, you just got hired off the street to be the prosecuting attorney and were voted in. I mean, you've been doing this for a while.
I have. I was an assistant prosecutor for years under Chuck Miller. And then I decided when I heard that Chuck was going to retire, I decided to run for the position. And so I won the primary nomination.
Mm-hmm.
And then shortly thereafter, I think it was in May, I won. And then at the end of May, beginning of June, Chuck retired. And so the Kanawha County Commission appointed me to fill his spot as the Kanawha County prosecutor in the interim until the general election was had. And so now I've won the general election and I am ready to get to work.
And with the issues that we had in Kanawha County, which, they thankfully were able to get rectified, we didn't know because of the problem with the memory stick or whatever it was till 7 a.m. yesterday morning officially. Did you stay awake for the whole thing?
I stayed awake until about 5:30.
Okay.
Went to sleep, got 2 hours of sleep, got up at 7:30 and went to work. So
okay, all right, but it was everybody's kind of in it because that was one of the races that was a little bit closer. Some of them weren't that close, but that was one of the ones that people were looking at. Talk about the in the primary, the normally prosecuting attorney is a very important role. Do not get me wrong, but sometimes it's one that doesn't get all the attention. People are focused on mayors and governors and presidents and whatever sometimes, but this was one that it got a little testy. Especially in the primary.
It sure did.
And you prevailed there. And then in the general, I don't know that it was. Maybe you have a different story. I don't know that it was quite as testy. Maybe it was. I don't know.
No, it certainly was not.
And John Mitchell, I had him on the show a few times, just like I did you. Seems like a very nice gentleman and has a wealth of experience. And hopefully you two can talk and get ideas or whatever. Sure. But so why was it that voters chose you? You have this resume, but at the end of the day, the voters have to go in the booth and they have to choose whoever they want to serve them, no matter what the office. And they chose Debra Rusnak. Why did they choose you?
I believe that I really focused on getting my message out there in terms of, everyone wants someone who says they're tough on crime. But at the end of the day, I've been able to show people I am tough on crime. And I think that was a big positive for me. I was able to get that message out, let people know, that I am not one that's going to take these cases lightly, any case lightly, and that I feel my office has an obligation to review every case with an unbiased eye. And I think me getting that out there, being able to tell people, here's the work I've done, here's the work I want to continue to do, I think that really set me apart from both of the opposing candidates.
And one of the things, you had a couple while the campaign was going on of high profile cases. I had you on talking about the tragic situation where the young man murdered the store clerk over in North Charleston. I had you on to talk about that. You and I both agreed that regardless, a lot of people's lives were changed forever. And then I had you on when we were having the rash of the
of the school threats and talking about the seriousness and what parents and students need to know, that this is some serious stuff here that you're doing. This is not just a simple prank. So you had some high-profile things you were working on, but the day-to-day work of the prosecuting attorney's office, a lot of times, unless it's that high-profile case, people don't always know about it, but it's still important nonetheless.
It is. And, that is one thing that I have really tried to change since I took over in June, is the transparency. Because if the public is not seeing the work that we're doing, then they don't think we're doing any work. And so to be able to let people know, here are the cases we have, here are, the cases that we've had, whether it be convictions or plea offers or what, for the public to be able to see we are working. And not only are we working, but we're working for them. And so it's, I believe, very, very important that we have some level, obviously the rules are very strict on what we can and cannot reveal, but there needs to be a level of transparency. And the people in my office have really started understanding, we work for the county. We work for the citizens. And at the end of the day, if we're not doing our job, we're not protecting those citizens. And, you brought up a good point when we were talking about the case where the store clerk was murdered. That is certainly one thing that a lot of people don't understand, I think. As prosecutors and police officers and anyone involved in law enforcement, those things are hard on us too. And so it's not, if we're not out here, celebrating and putting out this public perception that we're so ecstatic over, putting people in prison for the rest of their lives, it's certainly not the case. It's the fact of the matter is we take those cases to heart, and we realize no matter whether it is a victim, a defendant, a witness, this is affecting real people and their real life. And to view that, and as a prosecutor or a police officer, oftentimes it's hard to bear.
West Virginia Enriched, in collaboration with Huntington, invites you to witness the transformative power of Special Olympics. Take a few moments to be inspired and to join the collective effort in making a difference. Not just a story of movement of hope, inclusivity, and triumph, reminding us all every individual deserves a chance to shine in West Virginia and beyond. Huntington truly making a difference right here at home. See a video highlighting the Special Olympics, Facebook.com/580WCHS. I want to give you about the last 30 seconds here to thank some people, because I'm sure you have some people to thank. So go ahead.
I have a lot of people to thank.
All right, well, you only got 30 seconds. So
I'm not going to name any names aside from the people at my office, Chelsea Kincaid, who is actually here with me today. She keeps my life in line and has really stuck by me through this whole thing. My husband, my family, and all of my friends, the people who have really supported me. I can't thank these people enough.
All right. So, we appreciate you being here. Debra Rusnak, Kanawha County Prosecuting Attorney Lake. Now go to work.
Thank you for having me. I'm going to work.
All right. Hang out with me here 1 second. Ryan Nicholson, my producer today. Thank you so much. Hoppy coming up at 10:06 Metro News Talk Line. I will see you tomorrow. Till then, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM 96.5 FM Charleston and 104.5 Cross Lanes, a WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.